Hello, I'm John Kennedy and I'm here at Rowan Records in Teddington to speak to this man, Tom Speight, about his new album, Everything's Waiting for You. Everything is Waiting for You, the new Tom Speight album. It's a beautiful thing. I should open up the gatefold and then the back. But yeah, it's fantastic to have it in my hands. Second album, Tom. It kind of like with a clean slate in a way, starting it again, starting fresh, having poured out your heart on the EPs and Collide. You've got to start again. What did you want to do with this record?
I think I suppose just to develop my sound a little bit more, and I feel when I came to kind of writing it and making it, I felt more kind of confident as an artist and as a songwriter to kind of think, I can do something a bit more bold and broaden my kind of sonic palette.
You've really kind of taken charge and taken the reins for this record, and the idea that you might step into Abbey Road and produce a session for your album in the place of your heroes who recorded their music must have been pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. I always feel like a competition winner. Even speaking to you, John, I feel like, when are they gonna, come and get me out and be like, your time's up kind of thing. And I felt like that when I was recording at Abbey Road. It was like, when you're kind of walking down the same corridors as like Matt Bellamy from Muse, if he's in the same day, or Nile Rodgers or any of these people, it's kind of, you just feel like you don't quite deserve to be there. But for me, it's just like I'm still developing as an artist. I think it's just I just love what I do, and I feel very grateful to be doing music as a full-time job after being 5 months of being locked in your bedroom. Really. From the response from people that've heard the songs that have come out so far, people, it sounds like a lockdown record, like Everything's Waiting for You, Strange Days, all of these things. But these are the stuff that I was going through. Everything's Waiting for You, for example, I wrote for my girlfriend that was going through like an anxious period, and it was kind of just like, I just wanted to send her a message of like a warm hug via a song. And I remember she had a work thing that morning, and I literally woke up that morning. I thought, I'm going to write her a song and I'll send it to her for when she starts work. So I wrote Everything's Waiting for You at like 7:30 in the morning, thinking nothing of it. And then I thought, actually, I listened back to it the next day and I was like, there's something in this song. And it was all kind of just an accident, but having that confidence from the first one.
There's no need to doubt that everything's waiting for you. I'll be by your side.
Yeah, Everything's Waiting for You is the opening track, and it's also the title track. And the first taste we had of this new record after you had a nice summer last year, releasing alternative covers of some of the inspirations for you, like Stereophonics or Oasis. But Everything's Waiting for You has such an uplifting, hopeful feel to it, all the same. And what a lovely idea, writing up your girlfriend, just sending it to her. I'm sure there are lots of Tom Speight fans who are thinking, wow, Tom could write something for me, and he can send it to me. Yeah. All of that with Let the River Run, which to me kind of reminds me of people like Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm never sure quite how to pronounce his name, but it has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, and that was definitely actually an inspiration, that kind of song, from his stuff. And that, again, there was loads of different reference points there. I was trying to channel some Johnny Marr guitars, and I remember playing my Jaguar and putting it through some weird pedals that Chris set up, and just a lot of fun. Ollie sounds like a crazy man in the chorus singing along. I wrote that with True Embrace actually, and it's just a fun song. Dive is probably one of my favourite songs on the record, and I wanted to write kind of like a sister track to on the last record, the song called Into the Night, which feels like a follow-on, a pre to Dive, and I wanted to have that kind of spooky, kind of Stranger Things, Lost Boys. Remember that film in the 80s, like that kind of eerie kind of feel. I'm not even quite sure what that song's about. There's childhood references in there. It feels like it just sounds very cool to me. Definitely one of my favourites.
Then Strange Days, which seems to be about lockdown, COVID, or that whole pandemic thing, but isn't. It was written before.
Yeah, written beforehand. There's no breakup songs on there, but it's probably the closest thing to a breakup song. It's that thing of kind of coming out of a relationship, and it's like that weirdness of what you know, like, what do you do now? Like, and it's kind of, everything's a bit like, you're just a bit fazed by it. And it's, you know, there's lyrics like, tongue-in-cheek lyrics like, it's kind of strange that you moved back home living with your mum. Like, it's like, it's just like, it's just those weird things that happen in a relationship. You know, you've got time on your hands, like there's this big void when a relationship ends. But
Soak is the following song on the record. What can you tell us about?
So that was written with Rich Turvey, and I suppose that was the kind of spark of us maybe thinking, oh, we can maybe do more together. And it was, yeah, he's my best mate. I was his best man at his wedding. Just brilliant, really. Just like an utter joy to work with your best friend on, you know, your music.
That's the words and need the truth, then give it all back to you. Good things come to those who wait, but the wait.
I wrote Feel the Night, I think just before Christmas. And it was just, again, of just feeling of like being in the present moment that I really struggle with. So I'm always, you know, thinking about things, you know, 10 steps ahead with music and life, and, you know, where I want to be, what I want to be doing. And I was like, I remember thinking back to when I was a kid, like I was never like that. I remember my neighbour said to me, God, Tom's so laid back, he would, you know, could fall over. And I was literally so chilled, and then I, you know.
When you smile at me, electricity is running through my bones, feels just like home. I don't feel so alone. I don't feel
See You Soon is a lovely, tender song. What can you tell us about that?
So that was written for my friend's mum that sadly passed away, and I kind of just, yeah, I wanted to write something, again, like a hopeful message, not like a morbid song. I remember, you know, her saying some things about her mum and stuff, and saying that, you know, she's always kind of with me and all this kind of thing, and that, you know, I thought that was a really nice feeling, even though someone's gone, they're kind of always with you. And it was also inspired by your man Ricky Gervais. Because I was watching Afterlife at the time, and again, it's, you know, it's a show about death, which you'd think, oh God, that's not a comedy really, but you can find hope and, like, you know, good feeling in even the darkest of places, and I think that sees you.
through satellites when all you need's inside. I see you, I see you.
You is another beautiful song.
I can tell you an interesting one about that. I actually wrote that day before I went on your radio show.
No.
I don't know if I mentioned it on the radio show as well. I said, oh, you know, I wrote a song in the park. Don't know if I would have to check over the interviews, but yeah, that was that song.
Which time was this when you were on the show?
It was the summer, and I was wearing an awful shorts.
So you were live in the studio?
Yeah, it was live in the studio.
Right.
Yeah. It was
so
wearing,
this is quite a while back then.
yeah, it was one of the oldest songs on the record. I was wearing an awful denim short sleeve jacket. That's what I remember. Anyway, I'm really like bad for getting to things early. You know, normally people are late. I get to things early. So I was like 3 hours early for your radio show, and Lydia wasn't there. So I was like, what the hell am I going to do? So I went to Soho, and what's the gardens in that Soho Square?
Soho Square.
Yeah, Soho Square. I went to Soho Square, sat on the bench. People must have thought I was crazy because I just had an acoustic guitar singing really hushed, and I wrote that song.
Wow. Him for Her is the penultimate song on the album.
Yeah.
And it says featuring Lydia Close. You know,
Yeah.
Lydia's such a part of your music and your live performance.
Yeah.
How does that relationship work?
So we've been, I suppose, singing together for the last 5 years, and we've just become really, really good friends, and we've never written a song together. And I remember, you know, I felt kind of a bit guilty when lockdown happened, because I was like, you know, what's Lydia, you know, gonna do, kind of thing. And I just wanted to keep that flame kind of going. So I was like, you know, let's write some songs together. And she's such a talented singer and songwriter. Like, you know, it seemed crazy that we'd never done that already. But yeah, just an amazing, you know, I really wanted to make use of her as a vocalist on that song. So, you know, she's singing the ooze on her own, a cappella, like really, really beautiful. She's loads of like ad-lib bits that you, like, you know, creeping in and out there.
I'm gonna hold you tight.
You close close the album with Shine With Me. We've talked about your songs working in a live arena. This seems, designed.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's it was loosely kind of inspired by my previous closer on the debut album Evermore, where you've got that kind of thing of people just wanting to sing along, almost like a church like hymn kind of thing, And I remember we did on the last tour that I did for Collide, people were still singing the Evermore song at the tube station after the gig.
Right.
There's a footage of like people still singing along. I thought that is what we need to do on the second record. And Shine With Me, again, I wrote it in my bedroom, but the ending kind of came to me a bit later, thinking actually no, I can do this song, turn it into that, and we'll have this explosive, hopeful ending of like a hymn like kind of choir thing.
Fantastic. Everything's waiting for you, Tom.
Thank you so much,
And
John.
for us.
Yeah,
It's so great to have the new record in our midst and out there now. And I think the great thing is that you will bring a lot of hope and joy to people through this music, which is really exciting.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope just that people can like kind of connect with it and just get whatever they need from it. Really, as long as they get something, I'm happy.
Yeah. Right, we're surrounded by records. I think we need to do some shopping.
Yeah.
We need to flick through those racks and place as many of your albums everywhere.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks,
Thanks, John. Cheers. Thank you.